What's going on, guys? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video for Saturday, July 29th. We are back, hopefully bringing you informative information. If you guys find any value to this, hit that like button. We didn't hit the goal of 150 likes in yesterday's video, so I'm going to bring it down. 125 likes, and one person is going to win a free lifetime pass today only. So we'll get into that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, because we are going to start doing a couple of contests leading up to NFL where it's going to be first come, first serve, where the bell notification will come in handy. So if you are new, you're buckle up. Hopefully you'll learn something. If you've been here before, you know what's about to happen. Since our last video got at least 50 likes, we are going to throw around the randomizer here. If you left a comment, we've put yesterday's video in, we filtered the duplicate users, and we have the most amount of comments, I believe, on a video since we started doing this. 39 unique comments. Obviously, there were more on the video, but we're going to randomize this. And lucky for you guys, the winner from yesterday's video has decided to pay it forward. So there's going to be two winners here. We're going to get into it, and we're going to give a winner away and then another one. So good luck to everybody. This will be for a free week of MLB DFS brought to you by FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Congratulations, Jeff Williams. Please like this video and then hit me up here saying you saw it. Leave a comment saying you saw it, which will in turn be your comment for next video. And hit me up either on Twitter at advisors_team or hit me up over on our email, dfshelp1@gmail.com. So we're going to pick one more winner. Good luck to everybody here. The winner is Greg Boston. Congratulations, Greg. Again, leave a comment saying you saw this. Either hit me up on Twitter at advisors_team or hit me up on our email, dfshelp1@gmail.com. And it's simple. It's that simple, guys. We do have a full slate. We're going to go through it. We're going to look at it. So I do read all the comments. I saw some comments asking for some other things on the website, like seeing a comment of... Let me get it real quick. I'll be right back. All right, so I see a comment. It says, I like the bullpen idea. Is there any way you can get a pitch hit percentage of a batter? So I don't know. The problem is with that, I know what you're talking about. You want to see the pitcher, his arsenal, and then all of the batters that hit the percentage against pitch A, pitch B, and C. I think that's what you're saying. If that is, I don't know if that's even possible. These videos would be 3 hours long if I did that. If I could even find where to do that or put it on the website. So I will look into that. I'm not 100% sure. And I do want to ask everyone who's here, and you're going to stick around for NFL hopefully, what do you want to see with the NFL videos? Moving into this year, tell me what you want to see with these videos for NFL. So I'm very curious to get more insight on it. Also, I'm trying to build the audience over on Twitter as well, because with the accounts, if you're in the partner program, which our account is, and you get enough engagement, you get part of the ad revenue from that. And I don't know how far away I am from that, but I'm trying to hit 10,000 followers on Twitter. So if we could do that, that would be amazing as well. So that being said, I'm going to dig in. We're going to look at this. Let's get going. So first game on the slate, the Angels at the Blue Jays. You got Reed Detmers versus Alek Manoah. Looking at this, we'll see Reed Detmers here on the road in Toronto. Not a bad game here, 19.9 against Pittsburgh. Probably could have been better, but had 9 Ks. The only thing was the 2 earned runs here. Houston makes kind of sense. They're a really good team, but they ended up losing 13-12. The Dodgers, 3.1 innings, so not much going on there. So looking at his splits, he's faced Toronto one time this year, 5 innings pitched, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 5 strikeouts, 7.20 ERA. Probably not using Reed Detmers here. Probably looking at just depending, George Springer, Vlad, Chapman, Dalton Varsho. Just depends on what lineup comes out for Toronto. So I'm not in on Reed Detmers. Manoah, look, I don't know what to think about him. 5.1 innings against Seattle, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, but only 13.2 fantasy points. Then against San Diego, minus. Then we know that his first start back after coming up from the minors, 28.5. It was against Detroit. Now the Angels are not that good of a team. They have been winning games, but Ohtani's been doing that. Ohtani did have a home run in his last start, or in Friday's game, but then he got pinch hit for. So I don't know if he's going to be out. Manoah in tournaments, maybe. His home ERA, though, is 9. 31 earned runs in 31 innings. Not ideal. 1.8 whip, 62 Ks only, 2-8 record. I don't trust him. I think he's only a tournament just for that main fact. The Angels are not that good, though. So in tournaments, I don't mind Manoah. Cueto, I'm not using Cueto, but Tigers to the Marlins, Bo Brisk versus Johnny Cueto. Brisk is here on the road. He's an inning. He's gonna pitch 1.1 innings, so he's out. Cueto for Miami. He's been in the bullpen, then they're moving him up. 6 innings his first start of the year. Don't know, if he could go 6 in. If he could have this line again against Detroit, Cueto might be a sneaky option. And I don't know how sneaky because this is a 2-game early slate. But I think a lot of people obviously are going to be on Cueto, so I don't mind Cueto here. Not going to go with, obviously, Brisky's here, and then Wentz will come in as the bulk person. So that's kind of that game. If you're going to play this early slate here, I don't mind a Johnny Cueto, Alek Manoah. Again, though, I would not be surprised if Manoah gets lit up. I can't get a read on him. He'll have some good games, but yeah, he's just looked absolutely terrible. So probably avoiding, obviously I'm avoiding cash altogether because it's 2 games. But Manoah, if I'm taking ones, it's probably Manoah and Cueto, just to be on the safe side. Then the main start, you got Aaron Nola versus Quinn Priester. So we're out of here. We're in to the main slate. Looking at Aaron Nola, 11,000. Most expensive pitcher on the slate. Obviously, he's going against Pittsburgh. Game log against Cleveland, his last start. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 20.2. Against Milwaukee, 26.1. Floundered against Miami. At Tampa Bay, had probably his best game of the year. Nope, his best game, Detroit. That doesn't count because it's Detroit. Yeah, he had a really good game. Looking at his splits against Pittsburgh, hasn't faced them this year. Home games, 3.27 ERA. He is worse on the road, but it's Pittsburgh. I would still take Aaron Nola versus this Pittsburgh team. As you can see, 40 plate appearances, 158 batting average. Quinn Priester here. For whatever reason, Philly not scoring many runs lately. I don't know what that means for Priester, but we're going to find him all the way down here at 6,300. Game logs made, 2 starts. Mixed results. One was at San Diego, which is a pitcher's park, but he did give up 4 earned runs, 11.8 fantasy points. We did use him on there as a tournament option. Didn't really work out at his price. A little bit better at his price, though. Cleveland didn't do too well. Splits home away, 1. He's worse at home. So I'm probably going a Phillies stack, and I'm going Aaron Nola in this game. Depending, I think Schwarber had a Schwarbomb yesterday. I think he does it again. Castellanos. Just a full Phillies JT Realmuto. Harper possibly. Bryson Stott. Just depends on who's out there. Fading the Pirates, fading Quinn Priester altogether. Nationals at the Mets is next. You got Patrick Corbin versus Carlos Carrasco. The Corbin, which one? This is another tale of 2 pitchers. Are we going to get a decent start? Or are we going to get lit up? Patrick Corbin, 192 plate appearances, 304 batting average against the Mets. Coming down here, he's shown flashes of his old dominant self, but they're very few and far between. Game logs, should have had a good start against Colorado. 6.1 innings, give up 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 5 strikeouts, 7.1. Then he had 13.8, 26.2, minus 5.5, or 5.2. Splits, he's faced Mets once this year. 6 innings pitched, did give up 8 hits, but only 2 earned runs, but only had 1 strikeout in that game. 3 ERA, 10.1. Home games, 4.78. Away games, 5.33. Probably going to be stacking the Mets a little bit, which is weird to say. Alonso had a big home run on Friday, so I'd look at him. Look at Mark Canha. I would look at Francisco Alvarez if he starts again. Tommy Pham, I don't mind. So I'm probably completely fading Corbin. And then Carrasco, he's even further down than Corbin. You look at game logs, 5.82 ERA, coming off -8 against the Red Sox. Splits, hasn't faced Washington this year. Home games, huge ERA at home. So probably completely avoiding this game pitching-wise, and I would look at bats. For Washington side, Candelario. Now, this is the problem. We are getting into the weekend of the trade deadline, which is Tuesday, I believe. People are getting traded left and right. Candelario is a fantastic option that I would like to use, but he's a trade bait that we've been hearing about. Luis Garcia, I don't mind. CJ Abrams. Just kind of pay attention. Build your lineups accordingly because trades are probably going to happen during the day, and hopefully we don't get burned by them, for sure. So avoiding these, and I would be using offenses in this one. Twins at the Royals, Bailey Ober versus Jordan Lyles. Ober, 52 plate appearances, 245. Jordan Lyles, 106 plate appearances, 258. So looking at this, Ober is the second highest priced pitcher on the slate at 10,300. He's got a great matchup, though. He's going against Kansas City in Kansas City, which we love to see. Game logs, pretty good here. But they bumped him up. His price, they bumped him up. Looking at his splits, has faced Kansas City once this year. 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 159 batting average, or ERA against them, 19.2. So I want to see if this was in Minnesota or in Kansas City. So that was in Minnesota. But I still like him. He's super expensive, though. That's the only problem. Pitches better on the road. He's got a great ballpark to pitch in. He's got a great matchup for him. So I do love me some Bailey Ober here. And then Jordan Lyles, I'm probably not touching, but we can definitely see. 6,600. Yeah, against the Yankees, 1.3. Not 5 innings, 5 earned runs. Has he faced Kansas City? He's faced Kansas City twice this year. Where? Or Minnesota, duh. I'm sorry. I'm tired. At Minnesota was 1, and at home was 1 to start the season. Splits-wise, 9.1 innings, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, 6 strikeouts total, 7.71, probably 4.9. He is worse on the road, but he is pitching at home. Yeah, I'm probably looking at Minnesota against Jordan Lyles and not looking at Lyles at all pitching. Next game, Guardians at the White Sox. Logan Allen versus to be announced. Let's check us out. Some Logan Allen here. Somewhere. There he is, 9,000. Game logs, not the best start against. I mean, he had a really good shot against this Kansas City team. We used him in that start. Not the best. 7 innings, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs, only 5 Ks, 13.6. Had a really good start against Pittsburgh, which we also used, 30.1. And then he was called back up then. Splits, he's faced the White Sox twice this year. 11.2 innings, 14 hits allowed, 4 earned runs, 9 strikeouts at 309. That's a respectable 309. 13.3. Obviously, we'd like to see more. I don't know if the White Sox are still going to continue to trade. They traded Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly. And who was the other person? Another bullpen arm, I believe. Can't remember right now. But looking at that, they do hit well. Eloy hits well. Eloy hits well. Then we've got Lou. Then we've got Tim Anderson is real. If you look at Tim Anderson, let's see. We do have some weather concerns, so it's definitely. I mean, these top 3 right here have weather concerns. we are looking at. Let's look at, we got weather concerns in Baltimore. But by the time you watch this video, they could have passed already. That's how crazy it is. Looking at this, where is... What am I missing? Where's it at? Chicago White Sox. Tim Anderson. Does it show lately? I mean, game log wise, he didn't do anything on Thursday, but his last 2 weeks since the All-Star break, he's batting like 470. Really, he's brought it up. You can see double digit here, then 5, double digit, double digit, double digit, double digit, double, and then the All-Star break. So he would be one that I'd be looking at. All the right-handed batters for Chicago. But I will have some exposure here to Logan Allen, probably tournaments only, though. Because, again, Lou Bob Jr., Eloy, Tim Anderson, they hit righties well. So that's my thought in this one. And then the White Sox, is there a White Sox pitcher listed yet or nah? Yeah, probably not. So we don't have anything to go off there. I don't know if it's going to be a bullpen game, an opener, or what's going on. So avoiding the White Sox pitcher till we know more. And then we can maybe do a Cleveland stack if it's a pitcher that's not. I mean, they got rid of Giolito. They got rid of Lance Lynn. They're probably going to call someone up, or someone's going to come from the bullpen in this game. Red Sox at the Giants. You got James Paxton versus to be announced for the Giants. Again, if you guys have been here for a while, you know the Giants love to be announced pretty much up until game time. James Paxton, 24 plate appearances, 292. He's got a great matchup in... I don't know why he's listed as relief pitcher, but 9,900, he's third highest. Game log, coming off a really good game against the Mets, not a good game against the Cubs, and then decent games there. Splits-wise, hasn't faced San Francisco this year. Hasn't really faced them much, 24 plate appearances. Looking at this, away games, he is worse on the road, but this is a pitcher's park. It's a massive park. So I will have some exposure to James Paxton here. I don't know if I'll have any exposure to the Giants' bats, and then probably won't have any exposure to whichever pitcher the Giants throw out there. So we'll kind of see about that. So James Paxton, I don't mind. I think maybe only tournaments. I don't know about cash. Next game, Cubs at the Cardinals. Got Jameson Taillon versus Adam Wainwright. We don't even have to look at these numbers. You're stacking the Cubs 100%. Now, it'll just depend on how Taillon numbers look a little bit. So game log, 22 points against St. Louis's last start, 5.2, and he had a really good game against the Yankees. 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. Splits, he's faced the Cardinals twice this year. 8.1 innings, 5 earned runs, 11 strikeouts, 540. So it's a little bit up, but away games, he is better on the road. Going up against, he should have the run support behind him. Tournaments, I don't mind. Even SP2 on DraftKings here because he's only 6,800. And then Wainwright's going to be, way down here. You're not taking him. He's got a 7.31 ERA, 31 strikeouts, 3-4 record, 192 whip. He's averaging 3.6 fantasy points per game. Game log, 9.7 against Arizona. 5 innings, 2 earned runs. Okay, still, he's got to go deeper than 5. 3.1 there against Chicago's last start. This one was in London. 3 innings, 11 hits, 7 earned runs. Splits-wise, he's only faced him once this year. Home games, 8.65 ERA, bloated. I'm all in on stacking the Cubs against Adam Wainwright. Probably my favorite stack of the day. Just depends on who's out there. Again, trade deadline, love Cody Bellinger, but his name's been thrown out there. Belly, Horner, Ian Happ, depending, Dansby. It just really depends on the lineup that comes out of there and if anyone gets traded. So no way I'm taking Adam Wainwright. I'm taking Taillon as an SP2 at his price and stacking the Cubs. Tampa Bay at Houston, Taj Bradley versus Hunter Brown. Really haven't seen too much of each other. Basically like 1 to 2 starts total out of here. Looking at this, Taj Bradley right here at Houston. Game log, not much. I mean, 5-6 record, 5.30 ERA there. 21.1 against Texas, which is a really good team. And then, it's been a while since he's had like a decent game. He's faced Houston once this year, went 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs. Now they have Jordan back. They have Altuve back. This lineup for Houston's getting dangerous. Probably fading Taj Bradley for me. And then looking at Hunter Brown against Tampa Bay. 12.1. I mean, that's against Oakland. 13.8. That's against Colorado. He's given up some runs. 15 runs in his last 5 starts. Not the best. Looking at splits, faced Tampa Bay once this year. Had success against them. 7 innings, no earned runs, 8 strikeouts. He's had success. Let's see if that was at home or in Tampa Bay. That was at Tampa Bay. Not the best ballpark. Hunter Brown, what's his price here? 8,800. I'll maybe have exposure to him. I think he'll be under-owned because he's going against Tampa Bay. But if I'm not taking Taj Bradley, I'm taking, like I said, Yordan, Altuve, Bregman, Jeremy Pena. Jose Abreu hit a home run on Friday. So all things to consider in this game here. Tampa Bay-wise, I don't know if I'll have any of the bats. Again, wait for the Vegas numbers to come out, the weather to come out. Oh, the weather won't matter. It's a dome. So that's what I look at. If you guys heard that siren on my like 5 minutes ago when I kind of paused, apparently there's 100-mile-an-hour winds just north of us. So I'm going to try to get this video done as quickly as possible. And hopefully it misses us. So I'll put it that way. Hopefully the storm it's currently north of us, and it should stay north, but the sirens are going off not too far away from our house. So try to get this done for you guys, and then good luck. Next game, Yankees at the Orioles. You got Clark Schmidt versus Tyler Wells. Schmidt's been pitching very, very well lately. Tyler Wells, he's seen a lot of the Yankees, 123 plate appearances, 222. That's a lot. So when we dig in and see like 100 total plate appearances, I kind of like to dig in to see some of the BVP just to see if they're massive or it's like a couple of players. So Aaron Judge is back against Tyler Wells. Judge is hitting 421, 8 for 19, a double, and 3 home runs. I might have Aaron Judge as one of my home run picks for the day. Torres, 4 for 19 with 2 home runs. Like I said, he torches the Orioles normally, batting 211. Looking at that, I mean, Stanton, 4 for 15, 2 doubles and a home run. IKF, 2 for 12 with a triple and a home run. Higashioka, 1 home run, I wouldn't use him. Volpe, 1 for 5 with a home run, I probably wouldn't use him. So looking at this, I believe Tyler Wells did get hit pretty hard against them his last start. Let's take a look. 6 innings, no, he didn't. 2 earned runs, but only 4 strikeouts, which is a low amount of strikeouts against this Yankees team. Looking at splits, he's faced the Yankees 3 times this year. 17 innings, 11 earned runs, 7 home runs against them. Curious if they've been in Yankee Stadium. 2 home runs in Yankee Stadium. 3 home runs in Yankee Stadium. 2 home runs at Camden. So he hasn't really had much success against the Yankees. Pitching at home, he's got a 3.26 ERA. Might be looking at a Yankee stack here. Again, it just really depends. If the Yankees can get going, they have a really good shot. This weekend, they'll most likely be buyers at the deadline, but they could be sellers too. So kind of monitor that as well. So probably off of Wells. So let's look at Clark Schmidt here. Game log, okay game against Kansas City, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. Not very many there, but at Colorado had a really good game. Splits-wise, on the road, 4.85 ERA compared to 4.01 at home, so not a huge difference. Less home runs, 12 on the road, 12 at home, 3 on the road. Couple more walks, a little bit less strikeouts. So Schmidt, tournament-wise, I don't mind him. I don't think I'd trust him in cash, but he is a little bit more cheaper than some other options. So Yankees bats, Clark Schmidt for tournaments, not going with Tyler Wells at all. If you are going with Baltimore bats, I'd be looking at Santander, Rushman, O'Hearn, depending who else is that, maybe Aaron Hicks. It just depends on the lineup that comes out. And there is weather concerns on this one too. Like we saw, little bit of weather concerns in Baltimore. But again, monitor the situation because it will take some time. Brewers at the Braves, you got Julio Teheran. Teheran facing his old team versus Bryce Elder. Let's take a look at Teheran here. I just saw it. There it is. So Teheran at Atlanta. Game logs coming off a really good game against Atlanta. They ended up losing 4-2, but he went 6 innings, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. Don't know how that's possible. Looking at his splits, that's the only game he's faced the Braves. Away games, he's 5.16 ERA. It's going to be hot and humid in this ballpark. I'm not taking Tehran again. I think people will because they saw what he did, but we saw what the Braves did. Braves were, our number one stack of the day on Friday, and they put up. Let's see what they put up. If it'll load. Last I knew, I think it was like 10-7. Let's see. Is the game over? Okay, it was 10-7. So we said stack against Adrian Hauser in yesterday's video. Gave up 4 innings, 6 earned runs. Kind of what I thought. That's what I was looking at. I feel like the same thing. Stack here against Tehran. And then we look at Bryce Elder. He's been very up and down. Not so good. I mean, he hasn't had like a really, really good game since June 22nd against Phillies. And he was 9,700. His price has come down a lot. Probably not using him. His last start, Milwaukee, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. Not enough for his price. That's the only time he's faced Milwaukee this year. Home games, 3-6. He is worse at home as well. So, probably not taking pitching in this game. Probably taking Milwaukee bats, Adames. What else? Yelich, obviously, any given time. William Contreras, I'd be looking at. And then Frelick, possibly, if he's in there. He's batting .438 on the year. I don't know how much he'll be batting, but that's a player I'd be looking at. Tyrone Taylor might be a good one. Bryce Terang might be a good one as well. Just really depends. So, Braves, obviously, we're looking at Matt Olson at home, Acuna, Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley. I'm looking at those. So, probably staying very clear from this and stacking this game. Athletics at the Rockies, you got Paul Blackburn versus Chris Flexen. I'm not taking either of these. I would just be stacking here. Don't even have to dig into numbers for Blackburn is all the way at the bottom. Pitching at Colorado with a 5.06 ERA. Splits hasn't faced Colorado this year. Away games, he's got a worse ERA. I'm all in on Colorado. So just depending on the lineup that Colorado actually trots out there, possibly it could be Profar at the top, Tovar, Ryan McMahon, Randall Grichuk, I don't mind. Possibly CJ Cron if he's in there. It really just depends. And then on the flip side of that for the A's, and you're probably like, who's even on the A's? Exactly. I don't even know if they have anyone that could actually be traded. Tony Kemp, if he's leading off. Shea Langoliers, I don't mind. He had a home run on Friday. Giloff, if that's how you say his last name, I don't mind him. He had a home run. Or Langoliers didn't have a home run. He had a double and a triple. I look at Giloff as well. So, I mean, Noda, Brent Rooker, you could be looking at. It just really depends on the lineup that comes out of there. But I don't want anything to do with the pitching at Coors Field, especially when it's these two pitchers. So I'm all in on stacking against these guys. Probably going to be expensive, though, because it is Coors Effect. Mariners at the Diamondbacks, you got Brian Wu versus Brandon Pfaadt. Neither team has seen each other. Looking at this game log, Brian Pfaadt at Cincinnati actually had a pretty good game, 60 at 5,400, but his price has come up to 62. Splits-wise, home games, 10.34 ERA here. I don't know if I'm using him. Might be looking at stacking against him. Suarez, Teoscar Hernandez, Julio, Cal Raleigh, Tom Murphy. Just depends on who's out there. And then Brian Wu has been very up and down. His price is up there at 8,300. Coming off a decent game against Toronto at 7,900. He got 15.3, then got lit up by Minnesota. Had a good game against Houston, had a good game against San Francisco, a good game against Washington, a stretch of really good games here. Splits-wise, hasn't faced Arizona this year. Looking at that, home game or away games, he's better away, but I don't know if I can trust him in this ballpark here. So looking at that, I'm probably going to steer clear of these pitching guys and look at these bats. So against Brian Wu, most likely looking at Ketel Marte, Perdomo, Corbin Carroll. I mean, get these lefties in there. Christian Walker's a righty, but I don't mind him. A lot of things to like in this ballpark. They call Chase Field Coors Field Jr. for a reason, and I would not be surprised if the over-under is pretty good here. So that's where I'd be searching and focusing here. Rangers at Padres is next. Martin Perez versus Yu Darvish. Darvish was trash for us his last start. Yu Darvish, his last game, minus 4.9. He against the Pirates. This is what I don't understand. He had a fantastic matchup, went 4.1, 7 earned runs. I was wrong, but everyone would have taken him. Next day we took Blake Snell, and he had a really good game against the Pirates. I don't know what's going on. Now he's facing his old team, the Rangers. Hasn't faced them this year. They are a really good hitting team. On the road, 486. I mean, he's got a high ERA. 473, 486 on the road. Probably be stacking the both teams. Or yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want anything to do like with as many games as there are. There's not a ton of like pitching options where it's like, oh hell yeah, that's awesome. That's gonna be a good game out of him. So just kind of look at Martin Perez. He had a bad game, right? He had an okay game against the Dodgers. Splits-wise, hasn't faced San Diego this year. But I would still be stacking Juan Soto, Tatis, Machado, Kim, Cronenworth against him. And then the flip side of that, I'd be stacking Simeon. Now, Jonah Heim is on the IL, so that's a pretty big bat that's leaving. Simeon, Adolis Garcia, Josh Young, Nate Lowe as well in this game. So a lot of stacks in this game. Probably not looking much for these pitchers here. Next game, Reds at the Dodgers. This is the final game. Luke Weaver versus Emmett Sheehan. Looking at Luke Weaver here. Where is he? Is he down towards the bottom? He's right here. So Luke Weaver, game logs, not a good game against Arizona. Not a good one against San Francisco. It's been a while since he's had a good game. I don't consider 11.1 good. 1 is not good. Minus 1.3, minus 4. How is he still a starter pitcher? He faced the Dodgers back on June 6th at home. 3.2 innings, 7 earned runs. Is that the only time? That's the only time. Absolutely stacking. I know that's at Cincinnati, but absolutely stacking the Dodgers bats in this one. So just looking at the Dodgers bats that I would look at, I would be looking at Mookie, obviously, JD, Freddie Freeman, Muncy, Kike Hernandez possibly if he's starting. I don't know if he will be. James Outman. I'm 100% stacking in this game. I'm probably not taking either pitcher. So we can look at Emmett Sheehan real quick. Game logs wise, he's coming off a bad game against Texas. Yeah, he hasn't had good games really either. Hasn't faced Cincinnati this year, obviously. Home games 4.02 ERA. So he is worse on the road at 9.88. But 4.02. I'm stacking here. Friedel, Jake Fraley, Ellie De La Cruz started yesterday's game off with a triple. I believe Fraley had a home run. Maybe Joey Votto is a cheaper option. I'm stacking this game, not taking pitching. So that's kind of what I'm thinking in this one. And a lot of people ask what plays we like at each position. We have those. We have cheat sheets. We have, and then I saw one that was like cash plays and tournament plays. we have our cheat sheet as part of FTA Plus. If you go to FTA or FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, click on the yearly pass and use the promo code NFLVIP, you're going to get $100 off right now, and this will include the cheat sheets and everything like that. On the cheat sheet, we have cash plays at each position, tournament plays at each position, weather, stacks. We have it all over there, and people have been asking. So we've got a lot going on the website, trying to build it out, trying to see what we can do. I don't know if there's enough interest for MMA. MMA is kind of like NHL. I don't know if I could do breakdown videos enough because I can't really pronounce some of the names. But we will see if there's enough interest. Maybe we used to have all the sports. I might bring MMA and NASCAR into the mix. Don't know, and PGA, don't know the kind of breakdowns in the videos I can do. So that is why I'm sticking to baseball right now. If there's certain sports you watch and play and look for, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. So that's what I've got in this video, everybody. Good luck on this Saturday. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace!